your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you live a better life, making you more informed as a consumer, and being that consumer advocate for you here in Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida. We like to help you win in any marketplace, and we'd love to connect with you. PlatinumCoastalElite.com for our real estate business, and you can also connect ConsumerQB.com, as well as our hotline, 727-263-3707. That's a 727-263-3707. Call or text that. It's an off-air number as well. We got a great lineup for you today. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, going to be in studio with us. Second Amendment expert contributor on the program. We got Dr. Gary Barbosa, that is, CEO and founder of Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay, back in studio. We're going to talk with him as well as a success story patient. We got Jeff Arthur joining him as well as a special guest. And before we do, we always like to feature our listings, and we want to plug one of our sponsors. Now, our sponsor for this segment is Innovative Solar. Check them out online. They do such a great job for the folks in Tampa Bay. Any commercial or residential real estate, innovativesolarfl.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and go to their website, innovativesolarfl.com. The pricing on solar has come down significantly, and I'm a believer in solar on your homes. We've got 52 panels on my home personally, so I love the idea of utilizing that photovoltaic energy from the sun, and innovativesolarfl.com is the place to go. And we got a Trump event coming up. We got a world's largest. Last year, they set the world record. I'm going to be speaking at this event. They set the world record for the largest boat parade in the world. And it's going to be this Saturday over at the Bicentennial Park of Madeira Beach. Bicentennial Park, Madeira Beach. The boats are going to be pulled up out there, docked up. There's going to be great speakers, Roger Stone and some others. I heard like Scott Baio. I almost said Mayo. Scott Baio, Mike Lindell, that is, the pillow guy. And, so I'm going to be speaking at this Happy Birthday, President Trump. It's MAGATrumpRally.com. Go to MAGATrumpRally.com for more information. I'll be speaking there as well as some other patriots. So come out and support. We'd love to see you there. And say hello if you do. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We got a mansion for sale in Tampa Bay. This is up in Lutz, Florida, 3704 Burger Road in Lutz. Beautiful home, 10,000 square foot home. You've got 9 bedrooms, 12 baths, no CDD or HOA. You got an indoor pool with a full bar and an oversized theater, full tennis court, library, movie theater, sauna, 2 master suites, a grand balcony, and more at 3704 Burger Road in Lutz, Florida. This is a gorgeous home, beautiful property, great opportunity for that executive style home on over an acre of land. Just a gorgeous property. You got to see it to believe it. All right, got a new commercial listing here as well, 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a commercial property, a great opportunity for that investor. You have a 5-year lease on the mechanic shop, so this is already passive income built in, and there's a barber shop there. Now, currently, of course, you don't have to keep it as a barber shop. You could move your office, have your business operating out of there. Would be a great professional office, attorney, CPA, real estate, financial advisor. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview, Florida, corner lot, 2 buildings. And you got a great opportunity here. Newer roof, AC is in great condition. 7202 US Highway 301 South, Riverview, Florida. You can see all of our listings online at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. That's PlatinumCoastalElite.com. That's right. Raise the glass. Dr. Gary, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And it's sometimes you think you play those clips and it's, the veterans, the soldiers, the people that's keeping us free. And man, you see some of the different memes floating around on social media. Some groups get a month and the veterans get 1 day here and a Memorial Day there. And it's definitely a special thing to be a veteran and a soldier.
No question. And we prioritize veteran care and veteran health.
Yeah.
So we're always welcoming the veterans. I do everything I can to support veterans anywhere I go. When I go through the airport and I see a bunch of guys in fatigues coming through, I get up from eating and I'll walk out in the middle of the airport and I'll start shaking their hands as they're walking by, saying thank you. I do that all the time. People look at me like I'm weird, but you know what? You can look at me and tell me I'm weird, but I'm thanking the guys that are keeping us free and safe.
Amen, man. That's right. That's right, brother. So you are the founder of Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay. Give us an overview. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, basically what had happened is I had a personal experience in my own coronary artery calcification score was very high, and I looked into it, and after 3 or 4 months of doing all the research I can find online, I discovered that nobody's really treating the disease. They treat the symptoms. They'll wait till you get a heart attack. They'll wait till you pass out or your shortness of breath or all the other symptoms that say you're going down. And then they'll treat you once you have symptoms, because that's the way the health insurance is organized. I mean, you can't be covered by health insurance unless you have a diagnosis of some kind of disease, but by that time it's too late. What we like to do is treat the disease, not the symptoms. We don't want to wait for you to get a heart attack. We don't want for the shortness of breath when you're going up steps. We want to treat the disease now before it becomes a problem, before your coronaries get occluded, before your osteoporosis gets really bad and you fracture your bones and your hips, before your hormonal replacement therapy doesn't work and you wind up looking like a skeleton in your upper body because you don't have any testosterone and you're in your low T and you're in your 60s, your 50s, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So we treat the whole range of diseases, not just coronary artery disease, which is our Cadillac, but a lot of the things we do for coronary artery disease, we also do for our anti-aging program. It just takes a little more to keep you younger besides just treating your coronaries. So what we do at Advanced Medical is we do coronary artery restoration, we do hormonal replacement therapy, we do treat osteoporosis. 20% of women over 50 have osteoporosis. 20%.
Wow.
That's a huge number. Nobody's really treating it. But we have a unique way to treat that, and we'll talk about that later in the show. And then we do a little bit of libido therapy, which is a subcutaneous injection that people can do at home. It's prescription, but if you can give yourself a diabetic injection, you can give yourself a shot of amino acids to boost your libido and get your sex life back to where it was when you were 20, 25. But we want to get your entire body back to where it was when you were 20, 25 and optimize your chemistry, your weight, reduce the weight, increase your health span, which is how many years you're going to live a healthy, trouble-free life.
Right. Different from lifespan, huh?
Right. Lifespan, we can't yet, although AI might change that.
Yeah.
Lifespan, we cannot yet extend, although we want to make sure you're healthier for as long as possible.
Right.
And you want to be healthy, let's say, ideally, to like 90, and then 91, you're gone and you're finished. But you want to maintain that trouble-free health as long as you can, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Help people live that more fulfilled life. And you notice it, too, today as you drive around or walk around, you see people different places, that it's kind of like the 30 or the 50-year-old, today is so much different from that person from the 80s that you used to see.
Oh, yeah. Now they say that the 60 is the new 40 or 70 is the new 50. And that's part of what we want to do. We want to make people look younger and be healthier than their chronological age.
Yeah.
And when you go to a doctor, and if your doctor looks at your blood chemistry and says, "Oh, you're good for your age," that's when you need to call us.
Yeah.
Because you never want to be good for your age.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to be optimized for all the chemistries back when you were like 25, 30, even if you're 60, 70, you want to be optimized like you're still chemically 20 or 30.
Right.
That's what's going to give you a longer health span.
Right on.
Than just being good for your age. If a doctor said to you, "You're good for your age,"
yeah.
He's really not looking at your chemistry. He's really not looking at you as a patient.
Yeah.
You're in, you're out. He's going to the next visit to somebody who has life-threatening symptoms, and that's how the system is organized today.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be good for your age. As soon as the doctor tells you that, you need to find another physician.
Yeah, right on. We're talking with Dr. Gary Barbosa. He's the CEO and founder of Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And will insurance cover these treatments? Yes, insurance covers everything we do if there's a diagnosis of something that's coverable. Like arteriosclerotic disease in general is a covered code. I mean, everybody pretty much has a little bit of arteriosclerotic disease, and what that means is hardening of the arteries or compromise of the arteries. So there's going to be something. I mean, if you come to us and we find absolutely nothing, well, that's a clean bill of health, and it may not be covered by insurance, but usually 90% of them are. And the first thing we do is we order a calcium score. And a calcium score, at our clinic, we offer free calcium scoring through the affiliation you hooked us up with. Yeah. And they do a free calcium score. If you don't want to go down to Rocky Point Drive, where the facility is located, you can do one in your neighborhood. It's $100.
It's the best $100 you'll ever spend. It's non-covered by any insurance. But if you come to us and book your appointment, we'll schedule you for the free calcium score down on Rocky Point Drive in Tampa. Otherwise, you could spend $100, and it's a very short test. You go into the CAT machine for a very short period of time. I did it myself, and it's like 60 seconds, 2 minutes, I'm done. I'm like, I'm done? They go, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So you barely hear the thing whirling. 1, 2, 3, you're done. You get a calcium scoring, and you see where you're at very quickly without any other blood test or invasive studies. And then if we see a positive calcium score, my personal calcium score was 1,300, which made me freak out.
Wow.
In fact, Jeff here, his score is over 2,500.
Wow.
We'll talk about that later in his experience.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever had one, but if you never had one, that's the cheapest, fastest thing you can do to say, hey, where am I at? Am I creeping toward the danger zone, or am I good?
Yeah.
My wife is Mrs. Junk Food. I mean, she eats more junk food than anybody else I know. Her diet's horrible. Her calcium score was 0.
Wow.
And I said, gee, let me get one. And then my calcium score was 1,300. And I work out, and I diet, and I starve, and I sacrifice, and I don't eat any junk food at all. And my score was 1,300.
Wow.
So you could be a super athlete and still be going down the tubes in your coronary artery disease or your heart disease.
Right.
Right around the corner, you're right around the corner from a heart attack or some decimating disease that you don't even know you got coming.
Yeah, because, the genetic side, right? I mean, a lot of this stuff is genetics. It's programmed in our DNA, and it's kind of the cards are dealt to a certain extent. But now, the other question I had, too, is are some of these treatments that you're talking about, are they experimental treatments?
No, nothing we do is experimental. What we do that's different is we use the best pharmaceuticals with the best supplements combined with a nutritional program that's second to none. Our nutritionist is actually assistant professor at University of South Florida. She has 4 nutritional degrees. I couldn't have created a better nutritional scientist or physician in the world than the one we have. So when we combine the best pharmaceuticals with the best supplements with the best possible nutritional program, which takes a little getting used to over time, you're going to have a dramatic effect. And that's something that we do that nobody else is doing. Yeah. Nobody in regular medicine uses supplements. They're only using the pharmaceuticals. So we look at the entire spectrum of what's available, and we use everything available to our knowledge.
Hey, that's good stuff. Stay with us here. We're going to talk more with Dr. Gary Barbosa here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Taking a quick break, and when we do come back, it's going to be more around the cardiology side as well. We're going to talk with Dr. Gary Barbosa, Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay, and also Jeff Arthur coming up. He's a patient success story from Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check us out online. We'd love to connect with you at brandonRhymes1 on all the social medias, at CQB Show, and on Instagram, as well as Platinum Coastal Elite for all of your real estate needs. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, taking a quick break.
Thanks for listening. Cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Gary Barbosa, Dr. Gary Barbosa, that is, here in studio. Check him out online, coronaryarteryrestoration.com. And coming up, patient success story with Jeff Arthur. Before we do, we like to feature our listings on air. It's part of our strategy through Keller Williams, the #1 real estate company on the planet, helping our sellers sell faster for more money as well. 6101 34th Street West. This is a new listing that we've got on the team from Linda on our team as well. This is on 34th Street. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 1,800 square foot home in Bradenton, Florida. It's a gated community, 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, beautiful property here. Spacious living, got a beautiful dining room and cathedral ceilings. Beautiful extended patio as well, assigned parking spaces, under carport as well as storage unit. And that's on 34th Street in Bradenton, Florida. We got another one at 6400 46th Avenue North as well. From the Platinum MVP team. And, of course, Livian Coastal Elite is our new brand. This one's in Kansas City. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,405 square feet. 55-plus community. 2 bedrooms, 2-bath. Bonus room can be used as an office or a 3rd bedroom. And you got new flooring, fresh paint throughout. Just a great opportunity to own real estate here in beautiful Tampa Bay, one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.
Okay, Dr. Gary Barbosa, CEO and founder of Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay, online at coronaryarteryrestoration.com. You wanted to introduce us to one of your patients.
Yes, sitting next to me is Mr. Jeff Arthur. He was one of our first patients, and I advised him to get a calcium scoring first to see where he was at and give him some indication of where his health was at. And Jeff, why don't you explain what happened?
Well, Gary and I have been friends for a very long time, and we were out to lunch one day, and he suggested that I never even heard of a calcium score.
Right.
But I went under his advisement to get it done, and my calcium score was over 2,000.
Wow.
Which I didn't know if that was good or bad. Okay, the doctor said that was the highest he had seen at the time.
Wow.
But it's a big time indicator of your, of future health concerns. And I'm really glad I did, because then I went to a cardiologist after I got the calcium score, and he had told me that I had had a heart attack.
Wow.
Which I was completely unaware of at the time. So it made me, because my blood pressure I had always tried to keep in check, as my father unfortunately had a stroke because he was in great physical shape, but he just stopped taking blood pressure medicine. And it crept up on him, and he stroked out and was very sick for like 5 years. So my blood pressure was good, but you don't realize about what's going to happen, with yourself if you think, well, my blood pressure's okay, so I guess everything's going to be okay. But when he told me to do that, it made me get my my other house in order, if you will, going forward. So it was a big time kind of shock to my system, but had I not done it, I don't know what would have happened.
So tell us about what happened when you went to the cardiologist. They recommend a stent or a bypass. What did they recommend?
The doctor recommended I get a stent put in. All right, and I went through some, I didn't have that done yet because I wanted to get some more, testing done. But being aware of your calcium score was the thing that kind of, saved my life to, keep an eye on things and in check. And that's what the cardiologist, suggested, was just to, keep an eye on things. But, thank God that he said that your friend had suggested getting that done, because apparently it's now much more in the forefront, thanks to people like, Gary's company bringing that to people's attention, because they do want you to be able to live a long time, and I want to be around a long time.
Yeah, quality of life as well, Gary, like you mentioned. Well, so some people say, I have a cardiologist. Do I need Advanced Medical?
Yeah, and you do, because really they treat the symptoms. They're putting in the stents, as Jeff mentioned, they're doing the bypasses. They put you on the statins, but that's pretty much the limit of what they do. But they're not using the supplements to aid the statins and doing a much better job. And that's where we come in. We are using supplements in conjunction with the statins and dietary changes, which take a long time. I mean, you can't change your diet overnight. It takes months. It's the lifestyle change. So we have a consultation with our nutritionist once a month for every patient, and they're gradually changing your diet over a long period of time, where eventually, hopefully, we get your diet to such an extent where we back off the statins and we keep you on the supplements and we keep you on your diet. So this is the lifestyle changing situation that's really going to dramatically affect your overall health. Unlike just taking a pill, take a statin, and then live your life as normal, that is not going to help you. You're going to have to use the best supplements with dietary changes over a long period of time, very gradually, so that you're comfortable making the changes you need for a healthier life.
Yeah, it's important. We're talking with Dr. Gary Barbosa here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, online at coronaryarteryrestoration.com. And when somebody has this score, like a 2,000 score or even a 1,500, how long does it take to reverse that or to stop that? What's that process look like?
Well, there's a lot of other things that are being done around the world that we don't do in the United States, we are exploring. But the point is, there's hard plaque, which shows up on the calcium score, but the soft plaque doesn't. So you could have soft plaque ready to occlude your arteries in your heart, and you have no clue. So that's why we do the EKG, we do the echocardiogram, we do stress testing. Before you do anything that we do in our clinic, before you do weight loss, which you need exercise to weight loss, before you do hormonal replacement therapy, which guys want to do to keep their muscle mass up, before you do any of that, you got to make sure your heart's not on the verge of quitting.
Right.
And that's why doctors today, they don't want to prescribe testosterone anymore. Even my own family physician, I can't get a testosterone prescription from me,
really?
From my own family physician. I can't even prescribe it for myself, which I used to do years ago.
What do they say?
Well, they don't want to prescribe testosterone for guys because they don't. It'll thicken your blood.
Okay.
And what happens if I give you testosterone, I send you out, now you really want to do exercise, now you run it again, and you're doing all this, but you didn't get your heart checked to think that you're about to explode.
Okay.
So you got to get your coronary system cleared before you do hormonal replacement therapy, before you do weight loss, which is going to use exercise. Anything that's using exercise and any of the other things we're doing in the world, you make sure your coronary system is clear so you can do the exercise you need and be more active. Just to give you testosterone, nobody just gives you testosterone anymore. No family physician will just prescribe you testosterone. Not happening. So you have to be cleared of cardiac disease. That's why in our practice, coronary artery disease is what we look at first. We clear you of coronary artery disease. You have no acute things ready to happen. You have no time bombs in your system. Now we'll write you that testosterone prescription. But you also have to be low T.
Okay.
Like I'm 66 years old, and when I'm not on testosterone, my testosterone drops like a rock. I'm like 175, 200,
right,
which is way too low.
Way low.
You want to be up to 800, 900, definitely under the high part of 1,000. You don't want to be over 1,000. But if you want to maintain great muscle mass and hormonal replacement therapy, we have a board-certified cardiologist. We clear you of any cardiac disease. Then we get you into hormonal replacement therapy, whether you're a man or woman. We also use testosterone and a growth hormone peptide for osteoporosis in women.
Okay.
So we use testosterone so that the women can do more exercise to build up their bones, build up the get rid of the osteoporosis, and also a little bit of growth hormone stimulator to make the bones hard again.
Absolutely. Hey, it's definitely something to look at. CoronaryArteryRestoration.com is the website. CoronaryArteryRestoration.com. Dr. Gary Barbosa, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
He's the CEO and founder of Advanced Medical of Tampa Bay, and we're going to be taking a quick break here, coming back with Thomas King from Florida Firearms Academy. He's our Second Amendment expert contributor. We're going to see what's up with Thomas, see what the latest is, and I know he always keeps us update on what the government's doing in those areas as well. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.